Hey friends, you're watching BrainStormAcres. I'm Henry.
And I'm Irene.
We have to go get the greenhouse set for high sun.
Yeah. I think it must have been about the same time last year. We bought some shade cloth and we put it over the greenhouse and did make a big difference. We were only able to, was it last year or year before last?
Year before.
Year before last. I was like, you couldn't buy anything last year.
No, and actually we had to do it earlier because it was brighter and sunnier and warmer.
The winter came, the spring came sooner. Our spring is actually fairly late this year, which is great as far as I'm concerned. I prefer the cooler weather. But we used them again last year. We actually tried to buy more last year. You couldn't touch any for love nor money.
You couldn't find any anywhere.
We have green ones and we have brown ones. We like the green ones. They worked pretty well. We did not like the brown ones. The brown one gave an odd effect in the greenhouse, and the plants didn't like it.
Yeah, well, plants really are dependent upon the spectrum of the light that they receive.
Mm-hmm.
So we used the green shade cloth to good effect last year and the year before.
Mm-hmm.
But looking at it, what we really wanted to do was have more natural sunlight flooding the greenhouse.
Right.
But we just didn't want as much because there's just so much sunlight that we get that we don't need all of it all the time.
Right. Most of the professional greenhouses around here actually paint their greenhouses.
Yeah, they use whitewash.
Right.
So they can actually scrape the whitewash off with a special machine in the wintertime when it's time to allow more sun in.
But most of them actually don't. They just add lights if they need to. So we had planned to use real shade cloth, like the professional stuff. And I priced that and went, yeah, let's come up with another solution.
Yeah, so we came up with another solution.
Right. So we were thinking about the fact that we do use row covers on a regular basis.
Yeah, the row covers that we use are a semi-woven material. It's relatively heavyweight, and the question was, will it withstand our winds?
Right. Well, if it'll survive as row covers on hoops, it should survive on top of the greenhouse. And actually, it's a lot more stable on top of the greenhouse.
Yeah, we tightened it down. So
right.
What we're going to do is we're going to go out today and get the greenhouse covered, at least part of it, with some of that cloth, and we'll see how it does. Well, without more ado, let's get at it.
Yep. Gives you about a 30% reduction.
Yep.
You can tell the difference.
I think we do the next piece.
Okay. Make a difference here. You really can't see the shade, but it's the right spectrum still. It should help. And I figure we can always choose to put the green shade cloth here. It really did not like the brown shade cloth. Okay, so this has been harvested like 3-4 times now, not counting the center stem.
Yep.
So we're still getting some, but this is what we're getting. And I question whether it's worth the space.
I think we just get rid of it.
If we were getting 50 of these, it'd be one thing, but you're getting 1 or 2. And it's just like, if you had unlimited space in your garden and unlimited water, you might say, oh, sure, we'll just leave it. But it's getting to that end of season for brassicas of this type anyway. So I think we just say bye-bye and thanks for all the broccoli. This one is almost ready. Like I'm thinking maybe
Tomorrow
or Monday. This one's definitely not ready. So
cool.
Boop, 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 you. Oh, you don't want to go outside yet.
The results of the greenhouse were about what I was hoping for.
Yeah.
We dropped the temperature down inside the greenhouse itself by 12 degrees in less than 5 minutes.
Right. And it's so far it's averaging about a 10-degree reduction, which is great. That's a huge deal.
It saves us having to run water up to the evaporative cooler that we have in the south end of the greenhouse, which means we're going to save probably 35 to 40 gallons of water a day.
Mm-hmm. Well, we may need it later in the summer, but for now we're good. And we're actually in the process of getting stuff planted out from the greenhouse anyway. So a lot of the things, will be out anyway. So we're hoping that the combination of that with the new fan and all the other stuff will do a much better job this summer.
Yeah, so you saw us move all of those totes and buckets up towards the south end of the greenhouse because the shade will cover that part of the greenhouse just fine right now.
Mm-hmm. And a lot of the stuff that's in there is on the way out. In other words, it'll be processing through. And then as that's harvested, some of those buckets are going to go out in the yard. I'll be starting other buckets in the greenhouse, getting them to the point where they're healthy seedlings, and then shipping them out.
And there's enough room in the greenhouse now that I can go ahead and build the long-awaited Dutch bucket system.
Right. The tomatoes are about 6 to 8 inches high now. Some of them are actually, we're going to have to take some buds probably off a few of them. Yeah, it's almost time for all that stuff to go in. So,
well, thanks very much for watching. Hope this was of interest to you. Certainly, it's something that we knew we had to do this year. We hope that using the row cover material solves that particular problem. And besides, we'll be able to reuse it in the fall.
Right. And we still do have both the green and the brown shade cloth. We can use the green shade cloth. We just would not use the brown shade cloth in there. So we have options.
Thanks very much for watching. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and the bell for notifications because
we're always going to be doing more stuff.
Or something.
Or something.
We'll talk with you later.
Bye.
Bye.